Good? Yeah, you guys have pens and paper, and the reason why is there's no way, in my opinion, that after you hear me talk for a half hour, maybe I go a little less, maybe I go a little more, who knows, that you can retain what I'm saying and then go and have a discussion about it. So as I go, things that I say that you hear, maybe that you connect to, I expect to see you write it down. Maybe you connect to nothing, and that's fine. It's not gonna bother me. But I want to say thank you to Anne Marie. I think we rescheduled. Was this the fourth time? At least the fourth time that we got this. Really, I'm here because I'm so grateful for Father Barry. And I don't know if he's here tonight. I didn't see him back there, but I met Father Barry when I was 16 years old, and I'll get to that. But really, what I want to do is tell you guys my story. So as I talk, make sure that you write and your eyes are here. So I can't really see your name tag, but don't be surprised if I point at you and say, get your eyes here. You with me on that? Say you're with me. Say with you. I'm with you. Good. So here we go. I thought I'd start with something funny for you. You guys hear a song by Drake, God's Plan? You guys know it, Drake, God's Plan? That's the basis of this story. If you don't know it, like I'd say, get with the world. Like I even know Drake's God's Plan. Like it's a big time song. You should know it. The story is about you guys and me and everybody's plan that you have. So I'm going to talk about my childhood. I was pretty normal. My parents were married. There were 3 boys. I was the middle of them. I will try not to cry tonight because this is like real stuff that still affects me at 38. So parents were married. Everything's normal. Went to church every Sunday. And then, bad mistake. I had no idea. Parents got divorced. Dad's gone. I'm in 2nd grade. I went to PSR, got baptized. We did the first communion, all that stuff. And then it was done. It was over. Church was gone. Everything that we stood for as a family, gone. 2nd grade. Family was never the same. We struggled. We were on welfare, food stamps, the whole deal. I don't know if any of you have had experienced that, but it's not easy. I hope you haven't. But my mom raised us. She did a great job. So time goes on, and next thing you know, my mom meets this guy, Ken. We met him one time. The next day, he moved in. It's a little awkward. I don't know if you guys got stepdad, stepmom, or anything like that, but to meet someone one time, and next thing you know, they're living in your house. That's weird. My dad remarried a lady. My dad is 19 years older than my stepmom. At first, I thought my brother was dating my stepmom, and then I figured out, oh my gosh, my dad is. So we have this awkward family. It is different. It's different than most, but it's what we have now. So we go through childhood. I'm in middle school. By the time I'm in middle school, I'm an angry kid. I got suspended 9 times in middle school. Not for like anything too bad, fighting. I was an overweight kid. Somebody say something to me, bang, they're gonna get a beat down. Real simple. You wanna talk trash to me? My result was to fight. I'm a fighter. That's who I am. So suspended 9 times in middle school. My mother diagnosed with MS. And I don't know if you guys know what MS is, multiple sclerosis. She had a death sentence. So we're in middle school, 8th grade. I have no idea what MS is. Mom's gonna die. When? We don't know, and I'll get to that. But this is my life. That's 8th grade. I don't know, you guys are in 8th grade? That's a lot to experience by 8th grade. I was a grown man by 8th grade, on my own. Paid for my own football, paid for my own football spikes. Parents didn't pay for our activity fee, we paid for it. Found a way. I made sure I had this in there. By the time I was a freshman, I quit everything. Hit rock bottom. I was like the best football player in my class. And Louis Serena was done playing football. That was like a crazy thing. Done. Quit it. Play baseball, done. Quit it. I hate the world. I mean, clearly, that's suspended 9 times in middle school. So, I get to high school, didn't play football, and this is why I am who I am today. And this is like one of the points of this talk, is I believe in God so much that God put this guy in my life. His name's Matt Rosati. He's not here, like in this room, but he's with me every day. I wear a shirt and tie to school every single day. There's no like Friday, dress down Friday, no way. We dress up on Friday. You look your best on Friday. So I wear a shirt and tie every single day because Coach Rosati said, you want to be a professional, Sweet Lou, you'd be a professional every day. It's every day that you do this. So I quit football. I'm walking the hall after my freshman year, and this guy, I'm small. This guy's smaller than me. Comes up to me and says, "Sweet Lou, you're playing football. You don't have a choice." I was, okay. And what do you know? I played football, and I've been a part of a team ever since. I've been a part of a team since I've been 6 years old, quit my freshman year, been a part of a team ever since that. What I want you to start to think about is, who is God put in your life already? Who is God put in your life already that is special to you? It could be a dad that's here, it could be a mom that's here, it could be a grandma, grandpa, whoever it is. But God put Coach Rosati in my life, saved me. So who's that for you? Start to think deep. And if you haven't met him yet, figure it out. But God's put people in your life for a reason. I don't know who it is yet. But I met that man, my life has changed. I was fully committed to football, fully committed to being a better person, better man, better human. I'll be honest with you, I told you I was an angry kid. My mom used to tell me stuff. Again, my stepdad just moved in our house. My mom would be like, "Hey Lou, we take out the trash." And I had specific swear words I would say to her. Well, she called my coach. He put a chain around my chest. We went out in the snow, and he made me run around the school until I cried. He said, "You'll never treat your mother like that again." I didn't have a father. He didn't teach me that. Coach Rosati did. He came into my life to change me. So think about that for you. I love Coach Rosati so much. You said my third son's name. My third son's name is Mateo. I named the kid after my football coach. That's an honor. That's how you honor someone. So what I want you to write down next is, how do you honor the people you love? Write it down. How do you honor the people you love? All you guys have name tags on. How do you represent your family? How do you represent your mother, your father, whoever it is that takes care of you? Maybe it's not your mother or father. Maybe it's your grandma, grandpa. Maybe it's your aunt. Maybe you're adopted. I don't know. How do you honor that person? So you need to think about that as you guys walk through the halls, as you guys go to make decisions on the weekend. Do you smoke? Do you drink? Do you vape? Is that how you honor your family? Is that how you honor the people that you love? The people that God put in your life? So that's the first person, is Coach Rosati, put him into my life. Go to Easter 2000. I get my driver's license. By the way, to me, parents that are in the back, your 18th birthday means nothing, your 21st birthday means nothing. Your kids are going to drink and smoke before they're 18, probably before they're 21. That birthday means nothing. The 16th birthday, when they get their driver's license, for you guys, I'm telling you right now, your 16th birthday will change your life. The minute you get your driver's license, that independence that you gain, it's different. So it's Easter 2000. We get back. You know how you usually have Good Friday off? You guys are where you get Good Friday off. We get back we worked out on a Thursday. My brother and I get home. I'm 16, my brother's 14. We come home to a $100 bill on the table, and there's a note to my mom and stepdad that says, "Boys, we went to Kettering for the weekend. Have a good weekend." I started saying to myself, like, what the heck? This is Easter weekend, and you just left us at home? My dad's with his family. We're here alone. You guys go to Kettering, just left us. I was called. I was called that day, that weekend. That's when I went back to church. I was 16 years old, and I decided to go back to church. I sat in the back row, kind of where you're sitting, right there, every week. And Father Barry would come in at my old school, say hello to me. I was called. So I want you to write this next. What are you called to do? You may not know yet. What are you called to do? What are you called to do? I was called that day to go back to church, to go back to God, to go back to Jesus Christ. Since then, He's never been away. I've made the choice on my own. You guys are getting confirmed. You should be the ones making the choice of when you go to church, not your parents anymore. If you're battling that, going to church right now, shame on you. That should be your choice. You're of age now where you should be able to decide, hey, yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm going to get there, I'm going to sit, I'm going to pay attention, I'm going to listen, I'm going to do all that. Grow up. At 16, I was doing it by myself. Driving, paying for my own food, own clothes, activity fee for football, spikes. I shared spikes in middle school with the kid Adam Fisher, Jewish kid, Adam Fisher. We shared spikes. I was so poor. I didn't have my own spikes. For the games, I shared spikes. That's how poor we were. So I meet Father Barry, and this guy changed my life. So I went in your guys' gym. Father Barry on Tuesday and Thursday nights, you know what he'd do for us? He'd open the gym. He was my age. He was 35, 38 years old. What do priests have to do? They had nothing better to do, by the way, on a Tuesday, Thursday night. But open a gym for a bunch of teenagers that have nothing better to do. We had a choice as teenagers. What are we going to go do? We're going to go hang out with those kids over there and drink, smoke, vape. You guys vape and do that? Or we're going to go to church and hang out with the priests and play basketball. How cool is that? Let's go. Let's go to the church and play basketball. Father Barry, another person that God got put into my life. He called me to go to church, and there happened to be this amazing guy, Father Barry, there. And he's with you guys now. You have no idea how fortunate you are to have Father Barry around. That guy, I mean, he's the best priest I've ever been around. When we moved to the west side, to Strongsville, we used to go to St. Adalbert. Why? Because the leader that was there. We're here now. Why? Because the leader that's here. I'll follow that leader. So realize that. The next group of people that God put in my life is the Chapek family. Prior to my wife, I dated a girl for 11 years. Woo! How about that, Hen? Dated a girl for 11 years. Started dating when I was 17. She was 14. That's probably like, oh my God, that's crazy. I didn't know. I just saw a beautiful girl and I said, hey, I'm Lou. What's your name? Kristen. Hi. Next thing you know, I have this family. I told you mine was messed up. Theirs was great. What happened? I gravitated to theirs. Her family showed me what it meant to be a family. Mom, dad, 3 girls. And I watched them. I observed what they did. So I want you to write this next. Who are you a model for? Who are you a model for? You guys might not realize it. If you're dating someone, your family is the example maybe for that kid. The Chapek family was the model for what I have in my head of what it meant to be a family. Not my family. They didn't show me what it meant to be a family. The Chapek family did. God put that family in mine. People were so confused at my church. My last name's Sereno. Once I started going out with the Chapeks, they sat in the 4th row, and I went from sitting in the back to sitting in the 4th row. People used to ask me, what's your name? I said, Lou Sereno. Oh, I thought your name was Lou Chapek. No. I just sit with them at church. They're basically like my second family. That lasted for, 11 more years. 11 more years that family took care of me. It's my son, Mariano. Do your thing, man. Keep it up. So, next thing, Father Barry, this is called Edge, right? That's the name of this, right? Father Barry started a youth program where we were at. There was no youth program where we started. Father Barry met with me and a couple of my buddies that I met through the church. We started YOSA, Youth of St. Anselm. Think of how powerful that is. The same priest you guys have started a youth organization for us. He did a slime fest. You guys even know what slime is? You know what slime is, Paul? He started a slime fest. Like we had all these crazy games with slime. I had to wrestle Father Barry. Father Barry and I beat him, by the way, in this slime stuff. I pinned him. We went on a whitewater rafting trip, which, by the way, that's where I got my first kiss, was on a whitewater rafting trip with the church. That's right. That's right. Got my first kiss with that girl, Chris, on a whitewater. You like that cute, don't you? You wouldn't think that would happen that way, but it did. Hopefully that's not bad advice for them. But I figured that the best place for guys and girls to meet would be here, right? I mean, you're going to probably find someone good here. At least you should. People that you're going to meet here should be good. But so Father Barry came in my life, went whitewater rafting. By my senior year, I figured out what it meant to serve. I figured out what made me happy, and that's to serve. The best thing to do is to serve. What makes you happy, you got to figure that out. What makes you happy, you don't have to write that down. I'll tell you what makes you happy. Sowing seeds for others. That's what's going to make you happy. When you do stuff for yourself, not nearly as good. Do something for someone else that can't do it, that'll truly make you happy. By my senior year, I was playing football. I coached an 11 and 12-year-old football team. I was the head coach of a 5th and 6th grade 5th and 6th grade team, 11, 12-year-olds. And on Saturday morning, I taught those same kids in PSR. So I was with those same kids on Tuesday and Thursday night at practice. Saturday morning at PSR, Sunday we had games. I knew immediately this was my calling. You guys are never going to figure out what you want to do in your life until you get out there and do something. Serve. Serve. Write it down. Serve. Figure out how you can serve. If it's at your middle school picking up garbage, if it's helping some other kids, how are you going to serve? The greatest way to give back to God and to Jesus is to serve. How do you serve others? There's not a piece of garbage I walk by in my high school. And notice how I said that's my high school. I take ownership in it. Nothing I walk by, I don't pick up a piece of garbage. You walk around this church, pick up garbage. You see something around, pick it up. Someone's going to leave paper, someone's going to leave pen and napkin. Pick it up, it's yours. So, we have 5th and 6th grade tackle. I graduate high school, go to college. I go to Mercyhurst College. I'm loving playing college football. I can't afford it. God sends me to Ohio State. I go to Ohio State, and what do you know? I walk in and I meet Jim Tressel. You might not know who that is, but he won a national championship there. He's now the president at Youngstown State. But I walk in at that exact time. Coach Tressel walks in. And I said, oh my God, how does this happen? That the head coach and I meet at this exact same time. He brings me back, offers me a job. I end up coaching football at The Ohio State University for 2 years as a student assistant. There's only one way that can happen, guys. By God. God's got a plan for you. You got to believe in it. God has a plan for you. God's going to open and close doors. This is where it really started happening for me in my life. He closed the door for me at Mercyhurst College, opened one at Ohio State. I walk into that building, and Jim Tressel, the leader of Ohio State's right there. God opened that door for me. I have a Big Ten championship ring, and we have 2 pairs of gold pants. When my mom died, and I'll get to that in a moment, she's buried with one of those pairs of gold pants. That doesn't happen by chance. There's only one way that happens. God. So we go to Ohio State. He puts Coach Tressel in my life. I become part of the FCA Fellowship of Christian Athletes. It's a different deal. I graduate from Ohio State, go to Cleveland State. But prior to that, the door closed for me. My dream was to go to New York City and teach in this program called Teach for America. I had a recommendation letter from Jim Tressel, the Ohio State football coach, and Gene Smith, the AD, 2 of the most powerful people in the state of Ohio. I had his recommendation letter from. I go and interview. I go to the 3rd interview. It doesn't work out. I'm devastated. God closed the door on me. What am I going to do? Well, I better go to Cleveland State, move back near my mom who's sick, and that all worked out. Well, what do you know? It's 2007. I graduated from Ohio State in 3.5 years. So I graduated early. College isn't that hard, by the way. You can do it. I graduated in 3.5 years. Go to Cleveland State, graduate with my master's in 16 months. So I did my undergrad and master's degree in basically 4.5 years. And at that exact same time in 2007, my head coach, the guy that saved my life, Coach Rosati, decided to leave my alma mater and go to a different school. Can the timing get any better? There's only one way that happens. People always say, Louis, you're so lucky. I said, no, I'm not lucky. God's got a plan for me. He takes care of me. Because I believe in him so much. But look at how my life has gone. All those things that I talked to early on in my life about how doors closed and were so negative. But I kept believing, kept keeping the faith in that, and doors just kept opening. So at 22, I get my first teaching job. At 25, I become a head coach. At the time, I was the youngest head coach in the state of Ohio. There's only one way that happens, guys. It's if you believe. You trusted, you had a plan, you had faith in God, and he opened and closed doors for me. He guided me throughout that. He did not let me go to New York City and do Teach for America. He knew the plan that Coach Rosati was going to leave to go to Perry High School. He knew that Coach Boers was going to leave, and I was going to get that job to be the head coach at 25 years old. There's only one way that works out. It's because of the man upstairs. So I'm going to talk to you about my relationship next with that girl. There I told you I dated the girl for 11 years. Dated the girl for 11 years. She moved to Chicago. It's 2013. I was just named the state coach of the year. I was supposedly the best coach in the state of Ohio in 2013, Division III, right? And I said to her, I said, hey, listen, I'm willing to leave our hometown. I'm willing to move to Chicago for you. She looks at me and says, you know what? I'm not ready for it. So next thing I want you to write this down, Mr. Pryor. Ready? CST. And this changed my life. Another thing that changed my life, CST. C stands for choice, S stands for sacrifice, C stands for time. CST, choice, sacrifice, time. CST. So I dated this girl for 11 years. I thought the world was over. We're not going to get married. We're not going to do all this stuff. One of the hardest things was, as I told you, that her family came into my life. The hardest part was like saying goodbye to her family. She had 3 sisters, 2 sisters, mom and dad. She was one of 3 girls. Saying goodbye to them. C stands for choice, S stands for sacrifice, T stands for time. When you love something so much, and you might want to remember this, and if you need to write it down, write it down. When you love something so much, go ahead, write it down, because you won't remember. When you love something so much, choices are no longer choices, they're commands. I'll say it again and again. When you love something so much, choices are no longer choices, they're commands. When you love something so much, choices are no longer choices, they're commands. Those are great notes, by the way. When you love something so much, choices are no longer choices, they're commands. And that's how I knew this relationship needed to end after 11 years. We need to move on. I love my hometown. I love her. She didn't love me the same. When you love something so much, choices are no longer choices, they're commands. For me, it's for my family now. It's for my football team. There's not a lot of choices that are very hard to make anymore. I love my team. I love my wife. I love my kids so much that there's not a choice. There's a guy, Father Barry. I'm here tonight because I love him that much. There's no choice. I have to be here tonight. It's not a choice. It's a simple command. S stands for sacrifice. For some of you, you need to sacrifice things that aren't good in your life out. That might be negative people. That might be negative things that you do. For me, at that time, I had to sacrifice her family out of my life. I had to cut that out. And then T stands for time. If you guys ever want to serve God, serve your school, serve your family, you have to put in an inordinate amount of time. So CSC, choice, sacrifice, time. I'm 25, 27 years old at the time when this all ended, and I went into this. Ready? When you're in, write this down. When you're in need, sow a seed. Sow is an S-O-W. When you're in need, sow a seed. When you're in need, sow a seed. So 2013, we're the best. I'm the best coach in the state of Ohio. I decided to, when you're in need, sow a seed. When you're in need, sow is spelled S-O-W. We're not talking about sowing like this. S-O-W. When you're in need, sow a seed. You reap what you sow. Maybe you guys have heard it that way. You reap what you sow. You go with the cue. You reap what you sow. When you're in need, sow a seed. I was down. I was depressed. I was hurt. I was crushed. This girl and I, our relationship ended. Rather than pouting, what I do, I served harder. I gave to others more. And what do you know? My mind went away from what was hard, and that made me happy. So when you're in need, if you guys got something going on right now that's hard, that's difficult in your life, go sow a seed. Go do something else for someone else. Go do something for someone else. Magically, what will happen, you will feel better about yourself. So then I got in this mode. I heard a guy speak. I was at church, heard a priest speak. And he said, if we all knew that the 38th girl you asked out would be your wife, what would you do? And I'm like, oh my God, this priest is talking to me today? I'm in. What is he talking about? So he says, if you knew the 38th person you asked out would be your next wife, what would you do? And I'm like, sir, I have no idea. Because you go out and fail 37 times. We don't know God's plan. If you guys knew that the 17th thing that you invented would make you $1 million, what would you do? You'd go out and fail 16 times as fast as you could and you'd become a millionaire. You don't know. So I went in this mode of, I said, okay, that's it. I trust him. I trust this priest. I believe in what he's saying. From that point on, every Friday and Saturday night, I don't drink, I don't smoke. The minute I was 25, I was done drinking. When you become a person of significance, you're a parent. In my opinion, you're a person of significance. If you're going to tell kids like you, I'm going to tell you don't drink, don't smoke, don't vape, don't do any of that stuff. Well, you know what? I don't do it. You'll never see me at cleats. You'll never see me here doing any of that stuff. You'll never see me do it because I don't do it. Because I don't believe that I can tell you to do it and I don't do it. Right? So I go out, and what do? I ask out every single girl I could. Every night I'm asking out a different girl. Hi, I'm Lou. What's your name? Leah. Nice to meet you. You want to go out and get coffee or ice cream? Do you want to go out and get a drink? No, I don't drink. Ooh, okay, yeah, we don't need to go out. That's cool. That's how it was. We went and got coffee or ice cream. I used to call them ice cream interviews. But I believed in it. Funny part of the story is this. I already knew my wife. How like dumb is that, right? I already knew her. My best friend was dating her sister. And I'd known her for years and years. But here's how God put her back into my life. It was a snow day. And I'm an idiot. I decided to ride my bike to the gym. Yes, I rode my bike in the snow to the gym. So I'm riding my bike on the street, and this person's honking their horn at me to get out of the way. And I look over and I'm like, what the heck's your problem? Like, what are you doing? Why are you honking at me? And it was her. Sends me a Facebook message just saying like, hey, why are you riding your bike in the snow? I said, you want to go out and get coffee sometime? What do you know? It's my wife. How's that happen? How on a snow day did my wife and I at the exact same time be right there? There's only one way. God, He put us in that exact spot at that exact same time. My life has gone through so many of these doors opening and closing. So, next thing, how did I get here? I wonder that all the time. How did I get to Strongsville and meet an amazing family like the Keatings? A legendary or royalty family like the Keatings. I only hope my kids grow up to be like the Keating kids. That's how great they are. That's how I evaluate things now. How do I want my kids to grow up? How did I get to Strongsville? Well, in 2013, I applied to be the head coach at Beechwood High School. It's the highest paying school district in the state of Ohio. Well, what happened? Did I get the job? No, God said no. You're not going to get the job. Close the door on me. 2014, I applied for the head coaching job at Wadsworth. My brother is a senior at Wadsworth. My other brother's a freshman at Wadsworth. I could have coached my brothers. What happened? Close the door on me. You ain't going there. 2015, didn't apply anywhere. 2016, didn't apply anywhere yet. Well, who did I get a call from in 2017? Anyone, raise your hand if you can guess. Who I got a call from that said, Sweet Lou, you need to look at this job in Strongsville. This is a life-changing job. Who do you think? Close. But you took a shot. What's your name? Cole, yeah. It wasn't Father Bear. Another person that came into my life early on and saved my life. What do you got? Was it the dude I named Mateo after? Yeah, who's that dude I named Mateo after? What do you got? Try. Pretty close. Rosati, not Rosato, but Lorenzo, you got it. Coach Rosati calls me, says, Sweet Lou, you got to look at this job in Strongsville. Do you guys realize how God put this person in my life and has completely changed it? So that person's somewhere out there for you guys. So what do you know? I interviewed for the job in Strongsville. You were in the interview process, weren't you? Yeah, Mr. Keating was in that interview process. Went through the interview, got the job. I'm not here, guys, without, girls too, without God controlling what He does in my life, opening and closing doors. The way they denied me jobs in other places to get me here. So, last thing I'll tell you, and I want you to write this down. And this is now really how I go about my life. Every day I'm at a high school, students walk by my room all day. I got Abby Keating walking by and say, AK2, how you feeling today? I say hello to every kid that walks by. One of my whole goals in life, so please write this part first, be the light. Be the light. Next part is write this. This guy's not writing anything. Don't worry, I saw that. Be the light. Second thing you want to write is how do you pray? Under that, write this. Ready, Cole? Do you pray to be a blessing? Or do you pray to be blessed? Do you pray to be a blessing? Or do you pray to be blessed? And I'll explain that in a second. Do you pray to be a blessing? Or do you pray to be blessed? Good boy tonight. Pray to be blessed or pray to be a blessing. Either way, either form. So once you're done, give me your eyes for one more minute. Might be a little longer than that, but that's all right. When I was your guys' age, I'd lay down at night and I'd say, like, dear God, like, give me a normal family, give me this, give me that. Can I just, get married and have kids and have a wife and all this stuff like that? I'd always pray for people and things to happen to me. And then I realized, oh my God, I got it all wrong. What I need to pray for is I need to pray, my prayer is real simple each night. Be a blessing. Just be a blessing to every person I meet tomorrow. Every kid that I run into, every parent that I run into, every administrator I run into, whoever I run into at that school the next day, to my wife, to everybody that I meet. That's all I want to do, is be a blessing. Because what happens is that when you are a blessing to others, others are now blessed and they go out and spread that. And that positive energy of the world spreads. And now you've changed the world. So think about that. When you lay down at night, don't pray for an Xbox. Don't pray for a PS5. Don't pray to get a good grade in your test, score 30 points in a basketball game, or win a wrestling match. How about pray tomorrow, tonight, to be a blessing to everybody that you meet? Why don't you be the light? You guys be the light that changes the world. Don't go out there and be negative. Be the light for others. We good? I don't know if that was a half hour, but we're close enough.